Good morning, everybody. Grizz here again. It's been a little while since I posted there, so I thought it'd be fun. I've got a little bit of free time this morning. I thought I'd do another garden tour and a little look at some leaves for the rest of the leafers. Seems like we've been getting a lot of new members that are into the leafers there. So I'll just do a little walkthrough. Here's the last couple I did for that series I'm doing for the framed pieces there. They turned out really nice. I'll show you guys when I'm ready to do some finishes on these guys. So not much going on at the shop there. A few finishes. Hopefully I'm almost at the last of pouring and catching up in the store. It's just been a real challenge this year to keep my head above water here. Got a dragon ready to go there, and you can see in the background, yeah, I still do stepping stones. It's a buddy of mine wanted 35 stepping stones, so I still do the odd pour for stepping stones. But we'll take a walk through the gardens, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I showed this earlier, the wall I started this year with the boxes, so I've sort of finished it off. I've always sort of been into collecting like vintage tools, hand tools. It's also good for, we bring customers back here. The people always, you know, some people say, well, what do you do with the leaves? So I've got this sort of, you can see in behind pots and a big ligularia on the wall over there. Up top is a backdrop, is a rhubarb. And then just put some little maple leaves here and there and scattered around, and some on the ground. And so it's changed quite a bit from when I first started. I really like this little succulent garden. I think in a couple of years it's going to look pretty cool. Okay, so here we are. This is partly for casting and partly just for the house. This garden here, pardon me, a little frog in my throat. I haven't spoken yet this morning. It's about 6:30. So just finished doing watering in the morning. You can see the hillside, the wildflowers that I planted are starting to grow and show over there, so that's going to be cool. So there's some pumpkin in the back row over there is the cabbage that I use, that were Rosa and Reaction. Got some cantaloupe down here, different kinds of beans, gold zucchini and regular zucchini. I can't remember who asked me last year, because I cast some zucchini leaves and they get really big. And she said, gee, my leaves don't get anywhere that big, but it's sort of a chef thing, I guess, is I don't let my zucchini grow large. Like I'll take them off when they're this small, knock the flower off, and I pluck it. It's just, I love eating these little ones sauteed or just right off the grill. They're awesome. But what it does is it continues to make sure your plant want to regenerate, so the plant gets really big. And you can see how big some of these leaves are getting already, and they get to 19-20 inches across, and they do make a nice cast too. So I think that's the key, is when don't leave your zucchinis on. You know, get one of those big 10-pounders that you don't know what to do with at the end of the year, and nobody wants it because you've given them 10 already. So I think that's the key, is keep plucking the little guys off, and your plant will regenerate and the leaves get really big. I grow a lot of peppers, hot peppers and bell peppers, long English zucchini. I think it's time to do some picking already. They're ready to go. I think I've already taken 3 or 4 home already. Never casted this pumpkin over there. I've never casted pumpkin before. I might give it a shot, because they do get quite big, but they've got a real prickly back on them, and I don't know how well they're going to cast. Okay, so we'll head back over to these gardens here. Let's give it a quick pause. So here's the garden out back here. You've seen it went early in the spring there. It's starting to come in nice. I hope to have some new additions by the fall there this year. So we're coming up to the other garden. I think when I just planted these last time. So the rhubarb has finished already its first set, everything. So now I'm on to the second batch. So they'll be ready in about a month. I'll start casting these guys again. And these are the castor beans, or the ricinus, they call them. They get really big. Like you can see already, size of some of the leaves, like they're getting plenty big, but they're going to grow another 2-3 feet before the summer is up. So this one's got a huge leaf on it here, so I haven't cast these for a couple of years, so it'll be fun to get back at these guys here. And here's the little shade garden. It didn't get quite enough shade. We've had such a hot spring already, and summer's just starting. It's supposed to be over 40 degrees Celsius this weekend, so it's going to be a scorcher. Some of the hostas are getting a little bit too much sun there. The Ligularia, this is this really large one that I grow. I have it at the house too. These are the ones, I think it was the new member LJ, you were asking about that butterbur bush, that picture, and what could you do with them. What I was saying is you can pinch these two back leaves together like this when you're casting, and it makes a perfect little bowl shape. It's awesome, these things, for casting. I've made lots of little pots and bowls out of these, and they sell well. So lots of hostas and fern over there and a fern down there. Everything's growing nice, so it's time to start stealing this stuff and get casting. And let's see how the old greenhouse is doing. So there's the Gunaras growing like crazy, and the elephant ears in the back there. They seriously need a repotting. I just haven't had time to get to them. The philodendron's going crazy this year too. There's a few huge on the far side of it. Their leaves, I'll probably cast. They're a real challenge. I'll just walk a little closer. They take a few hours to cast one of these. You got to take your time with these big guys here, but they're fun. They look awesome when they're done, when they're finished casting. And Kenna lilies, and I think I mentioned I lost these, the Japanese rheum. I bought 3. This one's really pokey. I've got 2 more over here, and this one obviously is doing much better than the other one there. But they're coming. I just hope to survive this first winter, because I really did like casting. Really popular. A really good seller, these ones. They look like the giant maple leaf when they're cast. And tomatoes are growing. This is something new I want to try, just because the leaf looks cool. Not because, I know I used to be a chef, but I freaking hate kale. I can't stand it. I know it's the big, must eat your kale and kale chips, but I can't stand the stuff. But what it does have is this black kale has really cool leaves. And you can see on the back, it's neat for doing some casting. That's the only reason I grew it. I mean, if somebody wants to come and eat it, they can knock themselves out. I'm not into it at all. Had some Chinese veg there. Here's all the basil. Again, like last year I made a crap load of pesto, but it's almost all gone actually. So I don't know if some of you remember, I used to hybridize daylilies. I don't do it anymore. It's just too time consuming. It used to take me 2 to 3 hours every morning just doing the pollen and writing down notes, and you have to, keep meticulous records of all these things. And it was just way too consuming. I had over 400 seedlings. So what I did in the fall is I threw out over 200 and just kept my best of the best. I've got some good ones over here that are blooming this morning. This is like a spider variety of daylily. I know this has nothing to do with Concrete Gang, but just showing you a little bit of stuff there. That's another spider variety over there. So these are my favorite ones. These are ones that I've done crosses, and these are the results from the this one is what you call an applique eye. That's a pretty one over there too. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit on that guy. Anyway, they're fun to still have around, but what's going to happen this year is after they bloom, I'm tagging them, and they're going to get added to that garden over there. So just to fill it in, because I do have over 200, so it's a nice fill, and they bloom all summer long, so it's nice to fill up that garden over there. Okay, everybody, so that was a bit of a yap. Sorry that was so long, but just a little bit catch up for the garden and for the leafers there. And I just want to show one other thing for LJ there. Hang on. So LJ was asking about if you could make a sink out of one of the leaves. So I did do a couple of these that look almost the same here. They've sort of got this different shape. It's the first time I did this sort of a shape, more of a non-natural shape, but it makes a perfect little basin. But you could buy like a little assembly. It's funny, my concrete guy had seen it in the fall last year, and he said, you know, buy a drain assembly, you get a cool outdoor little sink thing for a little wash-up station. I might do one out back here. We'll see. So, but anyway, she was asking about that's sort of what they can look like. You can see with the low profile there. But yeah, you could add a drain kit to those. Easy. Okie doke, everybody. We'll see you later.